From the new Valkyrie to Shark and much, much more, we're going to be talking about all of the latest Beyblade X news, so if you like bays that spin, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts. So now with the timestamps here, I'm going to basically just be kind of going over updated thoughts on some of the new part images that we got, and I'll probably throw in anything else that I want to for this just to see. Let's get into it with Samurai CALIBUR. So this is a release that is coming out on August 9th. It is a basic line release. Big things going into it are going to be kind of, you know, I would lean towards maybe this is maybe best for defense, I guess. I think it does have a very interesting design where it does remind me of Golem and Hell's Chain. We do see a little bit of that side profile kind of there to kind of get a little bit better of an idea. I think if it's anything similar to either of those, we should probably see good maybe defense where it kind of destabilize opponents, and if we're really lucky, maybe like a cool thing where it can go against other attackers, or even standard types and maybe destabilize them. 670 we're just gonna gloss over. I literally don't know what use this would actually have, like Golem maybe? I don't really know. I feel like, again, 6 sides is already really niche, and even on 70 height, I don't know what practical use you'd probably have for it. Merger is a little bit of an interesting case to talk about here, so now that we got a little bit more of updated part picks and all that stuff, and I kind of see. So obviously the big issue here is that it does have those 16 gears, and that issue is going to be that it's going to waste in its energy if it ever does an extreme dash, and it's a big flaw. Now obviously you have bits like Hexa and Level where you can most likely try to avoid to try to trigger it. Now obviously if you're in a battle, it'll probably happen no matter what, so it is one of those things where it's going to be a little bit tricky. It does seem like it's a wide bottom support, so I think this could probably be a pretty nice alternative option to maybe defensive stuff. Would it actually be better than Hexa? Probably not, but again, variety I think is going to be really nice. Okay, next up we're going to be talking about SharkScale, which I glossed over it so much, and I want to talk about it proper in this video for a lot more of my updated thoughts. So for SharkScale, I think what's something that's really interesting here is that the shape I thought was like, I'm not too sure. It is a very wide blade when you actually look at it. Like even compared to something like Wizard Rod, is it as much outward weight distribution as Wizard Rod? No. More interesting is that the metal is also very much placed lower on the ground compared to where the plastic is. So because of that, what I'm trying to think is that this is almost like a Beyblade if it was like in like a low mode, kind of like what we had in Beyblade Burst Dynamite Battle, where like there's metal weight placed on the lower center of gravity. So I do think SharkScale might be actually something pretty cool. Probably maybe a very good in attack versus attack, and even probably like just regular attack, because if it's placed on a low height, like I'm talking about the metal placement, not even the full stock combination, yeah, I think this might actually be pretty cool. 450, I don't really have much else to actually say. I think this will get used quite a bit until we get more 50 heights. You know, I don't know, like 4 sides will get used quite a bit, and eventually once we have more variety, probably like if we get 950 or 350, I'm not too sure 450 would still get used, but probably no. Let's put a question there. I'll ask this again in the review. What combination do you think is your #1 priority you want to try out in a tournament or test out with 450? And next up we have under flat. So under flat is 2 millimeters shorter than that of a regular bit. So basically if you're at 50 height for an example, you technically be at 30 height. This bit I think is going to be pretty just cool just to make attackers super low. I think again that's pretty much how the meta is going to be. The moment we get a lot of these more lower bits, it's going to get used quite a bit. I am very curious to see if we're eventually going to get like, oh, maybe like an under rush or something like that. I do think there are definitely trade-offs, like potentially skipping on the rail in that consistent extreme dash. And like I also previously said, and I'll probably again repeat this point when I do my review. Okay, CX is like super tall, and maybe CX will probably still be dog shit, and no one will give a fuck about it still, even after we get maybe more of this stuff. But you have 50 height, and you have like these under bits and like these low bits. I think maybe CX might have some potential in at least being maybe shorter, maybe easier to work with. I don't know. CX is in this thing where they're super tall, and that's already the most annoying thing about them, because the metal is also super hard to make contact, and the plastic is making so much contact against the other base metal. So I don't know, maybe we can save CX again. Clickbait again, yay! Some of the other stuff here, Tyrannosaur, pretty awesome. We get that nice 170, which now you can finally have a deck that has 160, 180, and now 170, so like the triple crit deck. That's gonna be super fun. Level is a super good, it's great in attack versus attack. You can also make it go against stamina and defense stuff, but generally speaking, that's more in the early game. And then after the Hell's Brave, the only cool thing about this is I guess it just comes with the Jaggy Assist Blade, which I think is really good because other than it being the shortest assist blade, it's also the least exposed, where other assist blades, they have a little plastic poking out. This one is like hidden and really well underneath it. And yes, there are some exceptions, but yeah, I don't know. I think the X is pretty good value. I don't care about the CX one, but yeah, I guess that included it. The new actual rare Beyblades, which is the Valkyrie and Knight's Mail. So this is being cycled in. It's gonna be so exciting. I'm literally trying to save up all my points possible so I can have the best chance to actually redeem all of my actual points that I have left over. If you have any spirit points for the Japan version of the app, please give it to me. Or if you manage to win it and you want to give me a code and you want a shout out or even money, hey, you know, I want that Valkyrie Bay. It's a pain in the ass that this thing has to be a rare Beyblade. I really hate rare Bay, and I think everyone does. Obviously, we are not the intended audience, and I understand that. It's still just a pain in the ass just to try to get one of these things. Even if you follow the normal, it's not fun. It's not fun. So the Night Mail thing, it's literally just like a recolor navy blue. I think it looks pretty cute. It's at least something interesting where they're mixing up colors now, which I think looks really nice. This is for the burst finish win condition. Then after you have the extreme finish, which is going to be super, super hard to do. It is the new Valkyrie Volt. In terms of Valkyrie Volt, this is a CX release. And I do think, again, when we were mentioning the original Valkyrie, I am sorry, and I will sound like a little bit of a hater, but I think they fucked up the shape quite a bit on this Valkyrie. They just made it so like far rounder. Now maybe this could be like, I don't know, maybe this could be like a Hellside thing. Maybe actually it gets used for some weird CX stamina. Definitely not attack, which I am disappointed because the original Valkyrie had this very like kind of like sharp like points here, these like edges and everything. And the other one just got, I don't know. I don't know why they did it like that. So something also I think is really cool is that if you pay attention to the actual like holo on the sticker, you'll notice all those tiny squares. Yeah, I think this is actually the logo reference to the original Beyblade Burst logo. Alrighty, next up we're going to be talking about what seems to be an extremely very accurate release schedule. This is going to be from October till February. Honestly, the big thing to note here is that we are getting a little bit less of crazy months with like 3 bays per month. And honestly, I think that's something that I'm okay with. I feel like we've gotten such an overloaded months where it's kind of hard to catch up with a lot of releases and really get to enjoy months sometimes. Just because there's like so much content. October is supposed to be a UX random select, and then after a stadium set and a launcher. Stadium set and the launcher are both BX. I am assuming that this BX stadium set should probably have Cobalt Drake, or they can just screw with us and give us a Yell Kong or something. It's supposed to probably be some sort of gimmicky stadium, kind of like last year with Bear Scratch. What else do we got? A launcher is probably a left launcher, which if it were the case that it's a left launcher, because otherwise it makes no sense to do like a launcher release then. I am thinking that the UX Select could maybe be like a left spin Bay, maybe like left spin Impact Drake, like an Absorb Dragoon, we've been speculating. November, CX Booster, CX Deck Set. December, just a UX Starter, but they also have a BXG 22 whatever. BXG is always like the internal code. This is probably some crossover. I'm assuming, since we'll get to it in a moment, the one that already got announced, this might be Walborg, or I don't know, maybe they recycle like Storm Pegasus, Valkyrie, or Dragoon maybe, because they only released it in an anniversary set, so if they want to like really extend, I don't know, the X over, because we get like 3 per year, they could do that. That would be cringe, but they could do that. January is a CX booster, and February is a BX random booster. Only thing to really note here, basic one is still not dead. They're going to be doing all stuff coexisting. So let us talk about Rock Leone with the parts of 680 Gear Needle. Obviously, I think the parts don't really match out too well. Rock Leone had a wide ball, not a needle-shaped bit, so I do think that it's kind of dumb. I do understand they're trying to focus on the typing. In terms of my thoughts on the design, it seems to suffer the same thing that all Metal Fight X crossovers do, where they just raise the metal up with that weird plastic section. Hopefully it's heavy and it's like cool or some shit, I don't know. If it's not good, it's gonna be the same like most crossovers and just be collection and kind of maybe like against the lower tier stuff, but it is live on MALLOFBEYS. Support us. It is an option to support the channel. Creators are live. Yeah, I don't know. Just to end off this video, which release are you most excited for? Pegasus, Cerberus, or rock Leone? Let me know in the comment section below. What stuff do you want to see me do for combo testing, that type of stuff? Let me know, let me know. And that's it for this video. So I want to say thank you all for watching. That's going to be it for now. Take care and have a wonderful day, and bye. Hello everyone, a quick update from MALLOFBEYS, by the way. I did get an update for my July stock, so I'll go with the good news. For Pegasus Blast, I will be getting a bunch restocked, just need confirmation soon. But for some of the other stuff, including LEONE in the random booster set, they just understocked us because apparently there's just such high demand in Japan. So I did make sure if there were any orders that were more than we could actually supply, that they got a full refund for it. I never want to do a thing where I'm just holding on to money. I'll take the financial loss, whatever. It's a pain in the ass sometimes. This usually happens like every once in a while where they just get so much demand that for me importing it, I don't always get lucky. Sometimes I try to find a way to restock, but was not fortunate, so I do apologize for this inconvenience, but hoping for the future they don't do this to me again.